If you are a beginner selling on eBay and you're still confused or need some help with shipping, I'm going to get you sorted out. Hi everybody, my name is Margaret. Welcome to my channel, Texas Gal Treasures. I'm a homeschooling reseller that's been selling online since 2013 to help support my family. And in this video, we're going to talk about when you create a listing on eBay, how to set up your shipping. And we're also going to talk about how to figure out what to put in there if you are shipping an item. And I have this item to use as an example because I thought, let's pick something that's kind of big, breakable, that might be a little more challenging to ship, especially if you're new. Something like this might be more challenging, maybe it's not, but that's what we're going to start with because it's something that will weigh a little bit more, that's going to require a little more attention when you ship it. So we'll talk about setting that up, and we'll talk about how to package this. If you're new here, I'd like to welcome you. Make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so you don't miss any of the content that comes out about selling on eBay. So first, let's talk about packaging materials. Whether you're a novice or you've been selling for a really long time, you might need to hear this and you might have some tips, so check the comments down below. One, make sure you're not packaging things with garbage bags, bags you get from like the grocery store, trash, mailers. Don't use that for filler. It's definitely worth your reputation on eBay to get those good reviews by purchasing or getting at thrift stores or garage sales some packing material. Let me grab some from right down here. I order mine, but I also, so this is like craft paper. I use that for filler, but then I also get just cute tissue paper, and I use that frequently too. And a lot of times when I use the cute stuff that I find, left over from parties, or people on the free cycle site will hand them, have some to give away. I get really good reviews on my packaging because it adds a little bit of color and personality to the box. So that's one. Also, when you're shipping, don't ship in food containers because there might be allergens that you just may not think about from somebody else. I know some people whose nut allergies are so bad that even airborne nut molecules can affect them, so don't ship in food containers. Some ideas for places to get free boxes if you're just getting started out are places like the dollar store or on your local neighborhood site. Certainly somebody has got some Amazon boxes because people get shippings every day. People buy stuff. So places like that, I'm sure there'll be more comments down in the description box down below. And there's also the post office. You can order shipping supplies if you're shipping priority. And I'll show you that in this video as well, just to kind of smoosh it all in so all that information will be here. So what would I need for this guy right here? I would definitely have a box that's going to be at least, a few inches bigger than him all the way around, just to give some padding. So if he shifts in there, I don't want a box that's going to be right up against any of it, because one good bang on that side of the box and there's no filler or cushion to keep him from getting bashed and chipped or something like that. So I use bubble wrap. I buy my bubble wrap. Actually, I just got some at the bins, so I have like a half a roll over there. So I use bubble wrap. You can buy it online. You can buy it at Office Depot, Walmart, wherever, or you can again ask people for extra bubble wrap that they might have. And then when I've got my box, which is going to be, I don't know, this guy is probably 16 inches or so long, maybe longer. So my box will be probably at least 20 inches. And what I want to make sure that I do is I'll probably put some filler paper, but I also have a whole bunch of air pillows that I save. So anytime I've got a package coming in, or anytime someone's offering up free, shipping supplies from their whatever Amazon box that they've got, I will pick those up. So another place to look, which if you don't mind digging through people's trash, is on recycling day. A lot of times people just put their boxes out there. And so sometimes they don't take their air pillows out of their Amazon boxes before they throw them out to the recycling bin, which I don't know. It depends on what kind of recycling yours takes. But anyway, so I'll use the bubble wrap to wrap that up really well. I'll use a little filler on the bottom of the box and then some air pillows and things and a little more filler on top to give it a really nice cushion. I've got some more in-depth videos about packaging where I show it. So if you're thinking, you should just show us right now, I've got other videos that goes more in depth into that. But I wanted to give just an overview on this video. So let's take a look at eBay and how to set that up. And then we'll take a look at the post office site at the same time. So I'll show you at the post office site how to estimate what it's going to be shipped out as and how to charge that. And then also how to order those priority packing supplies. And it is in the US only. So I know I've had some people on other videos ask about that, but it's in the United States. I don't know if your postal service where you live, if you're not in the US, has anything like that. But with the postage service, you can order boxes and things. So let's start our listing for this deer figurine or whatever it is. I'm just going to make a general listing to get us to the point where that we need to. So I'm just going to say deer statue. Of course, I would list it better than this, but this is what I want to find out. I just want to get to that point, the listing point. Now we're waiting. Okay, so we're going to skip through all of this stuff because I'm not really listing this right now. Really what I want to get to show you is down here where it talks about shipping details. Here we go. So mine kind of fills in based on what kinds of things I've been shipping lately. So you want to make sure that you check each section so you know what you've got selected. So first here, you're going to decide, is it going to be a flat cost to all your buyers? If you're like, I'm going to charge $20 to ship this thing, whether it's going to Texas or whether it's going to Alaska, $20. And that's up to you to choose. And if it's too much, some people may not want to buy your item. But on Etsy, I tend to do flat shipping costs because most of my things fall into a very specific amount. You know, first class things, I charge about $4 and so on. Mugs, I charge $8. But on eBay, they calculate it pretty fairly, so I don't have a problem using that. Etsy probably does too, but I'm just used to doing it that way. So calculated freight and then no shipping, local pickup only. So we want to do calculated shipping. Now this is definitely going to go priority because it is well over a pound. So priorities, a box that's going to be at least a pound. First class is something that it goes up to 16 ounces. Yes, I know that's a pound too. But so this is definitely going to be priority mail. I do 1 day handling time and then calculated this is on international shipping. So decide if you want to do international shipping. They also have the global shipping program. Again, you can do flat, calculated, or no international shipping. If you're nervous as a new seller, you might try the global shipping program. I did it for a while and then I backed out of it. Now, first class for international goes up a bit higher than in the United States. And I can't remember how much it is, what the weight on that is. If we go over, it'll tell us though. So I have this little scale that I use for most of my things because most of my stuff doesn't weigh that much that I ship. I do have a big scale over there that goes up to, bigger poundage to 10, whatever pounds. So I use this food scale, but it works, right? I didn't want to go buy something new, and you could probably find one of these in a garage sale or something. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plunk my guy down on this just to see how much it weighs. And it's saying it weighs something that I know is not correct. So let me get it on there right in the middle. And it's saying it weighs almost 4 pounds. So it says 3.13, 3 pounds, 13 ounces. So I generally round up, first of all, for my item, but also because I've got to take into account the box and the filler and all of this stuff. So I know all of that's not going to be a full pound, but I'm probably going to put that my box is going to weigh like 4 pounds and I don't know, 10 ounces or something like that. So maybe I do add on just a little bit extra, just in case there's some weirdness that happens. And so on the dimensions of my box, and then also I don't do handling costs. You can do that if you choose, but I don't do that. So I'm going to say that my box is going to be, let's go ahead and go with 20 inches by 8 inches by probably 6 inches. Now this is not like nailed into the, chiseled into the side of the mountain. If your box is a different dimension than this, it's okay. This is just so that eBay kind of gets an idea of how much to charge your person. So it's better to err on the side of being a little bit bigger, not like 36 by 36 by 36, because that's ginormous. But just, keep in mind how big your box might be. If you've got boxes already, I mean, it is handy to know. But this is just the way I do it because I've kind of been doing it for a while. So I'll just like add on a few inches to each side of the piece and go with it like that. Because this is like, I don't know, how wide is that? 4 inches maybe, or so. So I probably need to change that to 8 just to add on a few extra inches. But again, my box might not be that particular size. And then custom weight, I'm going to put 4 pounds. And I think I said like 10 ounces, just to kind of go over a bit so that when it calculates, it takes into account all of that. So also over here, if it was a large package or an envelope, you would change this over here. And then custom weight, yeah, we'll leave it that. Now, I don't think it'll let me do this. So 4 pounds might be over the international first class. If it is, what happens on eBay is it'll give you an error and say, oh, you need to fix that. So you would just come fix this and put it on priority international. So that's what you would do there, if that's what happened. So that's how I set it up on eBay, so that when it gets calculated, I don't want to make it live. What I can do is go show you another one of my listings so you can see. So you can see on this listing, it'll show up down here what the shipping price is going to be for wherever it's going. So now let's take a look at how to estimate the price. Let's say you wanted to really know for sure. Let's say I got it listed and I'm looking at the price down here for my deer and it says like $16 and I'm kind of freaking out thinking that's a lot. Then I can come over here to USPS.com. That's the post office site, and I can calculate a price. So you can plug in here your all your zip code, where you think it's going. So I can plug in my zip code, and I like to put in 90210 because that's what I can remember from. It's far, it's California, right? It's a far place. And then I'm going to come down here, calculate based on price on shape and size. And what did I say? It was 4 pounds, 10 ounces. And this one says large package, anything over 12 inches. So probably on eBay, I would have to go fix that as well. So what did I say over here? 20 by 8 by 8, something along those lines. Might actually need to be by, let's do 12 by 8. And then continue. Now this will give us options for how much it's going to cost. Well, we're not going to do express one day for $98 unless our buyer wants that, right? So when I come and look, I see that my priority 3-day is going to be like $35. So I want to make sure that whenever I do list my deer over there, that the number down here, this shipping number, when I see my listing go live and I want to check it, make sure I've got everything right, make sure that that number is going to be in the same range over here as the mail service number. Again, maybe I should have made the listing for it, but it's a good tip just to go back and check. So you'll look at this down here once you've got your listing live, and you want to make sure that that shipping price is going to not bite you later when the person buys it and you realize, oh my gosh, I didn't charge enough for shipping. Make sure when you list it, come over and do this on the post office site. See that this price matches or is at least in the same realm. If this post office, or rather if your eBay listing is a little bit over, then that's okay. Because plus eBay, you get a little bit of a discount with the shipping services through them. And so it's okay if it's a little bit over on eBay. But if it's like, if you see that this number is way off, then you might want to go back in and tweak something where, like, I didn't select large package. I just said package or envelope or whatever it was. Make sure that you've got all that situated correctly. So that's a way to go back and check yourself. So that's how you set that up. So here I've got most of my mugs, they ship for around $8. So I already know that. Whether they're going in a padded flat rate or an 8x8x8 box, I know it's going to be right around $8. So if I did that postage calculator over here, it should show me about $8. So let's take a look now and let me show you how to order boxes and padded envelopes. I actually need to order some more padded envelopes, so we can do that while we're here. So I'm looking here, and I've got to make this go bigger because it kind of scrunches down a little bit. So over here so go to postage store, down to shipping supplies, and we want to look at the free shipping supplies. You don't want to have to buy anything. So free shipping supplies, you'll scroll down and you'll think about like what size boxes you might need. Some of the ones I particularly like, I love this shoe box. This is great for my accordion hooks. Also, these shoebox ones are great to Frankenbox if you need to like cut them down or combine things. Those are great ones to Frankenbox, so I'm going to open that in a new tab. Or am I? Yes, I am. I also use this wait, that's the priority. I need the padded. Here we go. Priority Mail padded flat rate envelope. I use this one like crazy, so I definitely need some more of those. Another one that I like to use a lot, it's sort of a square. I don't use a lot of the other flat rates. Now this game board one is good if you're selling board games, large flat rate game board box. Also, so I don't use a lot of the other flat rate boxes. This one's new, Creative Remains Kit. I haven't seen that one before. But let's see, where's the other box I like a lot? This 12x12x8 is a really good size depending on what you're shipping. And so, I mean, this might be a good time for me now, too, to be looking to see, oh, is there a really good box that I could use for this? Because I already know it's going to go priority mail. So coming on here, this is the one, 7x7x6. That's a really good size box. Normally hats aren't going to be that heavy, but maybe you've got some other kind of heavy figurines or things like that that want to go in that size box. So another thing that I could do, let's say I couldn't find a box for my deer, is I see that this box is a 12x12x8. And what I can do is if I order those, then I can Frankenbox them. So what that means is you would kind of slide one box inside another, so it would be double tall. So if I Frankenboxed this, then I would have a box that would be 8 and 8, so it'd be 16 by 12 by 12. You know, depending on how I put it together, I might be able to Frankenbox this with two boxes together to make it big enough for what I need and just tape it really, really well. Now, if you've got an eBay store, depending on the level, you will get each quarter you'll get an amount to spend on the eBay shipping supplies. And I get the $50. I think there's a $25, a $50, and $100. I don't know. I don't have that big of a store. So my $50, I generally use it on 6x4x4 boxes. And if I'm low, eBay tape, but I still have a lot of eBay tape. So this time I did it all 6x4x4 boxes because that's the main size I use, because I ship mostly smaller type items. I hope I covered everything that will help you get set up with your eBay shipping and getting supplies and all of that good stuff, and making sure that you can check the weight, because that's really important. That was like the number one thing I messed up on when I was selling and I just started selling, was making sure that I was estimating the correct weight and packaging for my items, because I still make that mistake sometimes. I still think I've got it and I mess up. But it happens, but hopefully it won't happen quite as often now. Please let me know in the comment section if you found this helpful, or if you've got any other questions that maybe I didn't touch on that I can do an updated video and add a little bit to it. Or if you've got other tips, then leave a comment down in the comment section, because everybody does go read that. And so I really appreciate it and when you do that. And I will see you on the next video, everybody. Have a really great evening. Bye.